Hey guys, okay, so here we are back at Unit 5, and I want you guys to know that we are going to use that butterfly method and cross multiply. So I'm going to go ahead and do 9 times 52. I'm going to set it equal to 39 times x minus 4. I've got to distribute to both of these terms. All right, so 9 times 52, and you could probably reduce 52 and 39. I think they're both divisible by 13. But moving on, this would be 468 equals 39x minus 156. All right, so we're going to add 156 to both sides. 156 to both sides. Get 624 equals 39x. Divide by 39, divide by 39, and we will get x equals 16. Okay, over here, we have two binomials, so it's a little different. So we're going to do 2 times 8, which is 16, but we've got to multiply x plus 1 times x minus, it kind of erased itself there, minus 5, and it's going to be equal to 16. So I'm going to go ahead and use the box here, and x plus 1 I'll put here, and x minus 5 I'll put here. So this will be x squared, this will be x, this will be negative 5x, and this will be negative 5. Okay, so remember on the diagonal, that's always where you can combine your like terms. I'm going to end up with x squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 16. Now, because of this x squared right here, I have got to factor this. So I need it to be equal to 0, which means I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. Those are going to cancel out. I'm going to be left with x squared minus 4x minus 21 equals 0. And from here, I'm lucky because there's just a 1 in front of my x squared, just my a term. So I'm going to go ahead and do my x factor, kind of move up a little bit over here, and I'll put my middle brother, negative 4, there, and negative 21 on top. Okay, so the question is, what multiplies to negative 21 and then adds to 4? Negative 4. So it would be 7 and 3, which means you are going to have x minus 7 and x plus 3. Remember, they're both equal to 0, so you need to solve for both, which would be x minus 7 equals 0. I'm going to add 7 and add 7. I'll get x equals 7, and then I'll have x plus 3 equals 0. I'll minus 3 and minus 3 and get x equals 3. Negative 3, sorry. Keep in mind, it's a proportion, right? This is a fraction that we're solving for. So negative 3 technically can't be one of our answers. It has to be positive. Okay, next up are the polygons similar. Well, since there's no congruency statement, I'm just going to go ahead and take my largest side and my smallest side, and I'm going to see if I can simplify them. So it's going to be 4.1 over 2.5. That's my largest side. And that's going to divide down to 1.64. Okay. And then I'm going to do 3.2 over 1.6. And that's going to divide down to 3.06. So no, they're not similar, and there would not be a scale factor. Okay, for the triangle below here, let me just kind of bring this up to the top. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the length of this triangle. I'm going to get 21. And then I'm going to set up my scale factor because I'm going to see it as two different triangles. I'm going to see it as this one that I'll highlight in pink right here, and this one that I'll highlight in orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my corresponding sides. I'm going to take the 15 of the pink one, and I'm going to put it over the corresponding side of the larger one, 21. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to set it equal to 20, so the opposite side of the smaller one, and put it over X, this longer side, the corresponding to the 20 side of my, this side of the triangle. Okay, these are both divisible by 3. Divisible by 3. So this is going to become 5, and this is going to become 7. So I'm going to cross multiply and get 5x equals 140. And I'll divide by 5 and divide by 5. And I can't help but feel that I did something wrong, because before I got 28, and let me see, 140 divided by 5, that would be 2, 10, 4, oh, yep, 28 it is. Okay, I guess I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, let's see, given triangle AE, so let's do A and E, and we'll switch to pink, B and D, B and D, and C and F. All right, so now I've gone ahead and I've color-coded the sides. I'm going to jump to black here so that we can not mess with the colors. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to look for like a constant. I'm going to look for like a scale factor here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 of this smaller triangle and put it over the 9 of this bigger triangle, because they are the corresponding sides, right, between the orange and the pink. All right, and then I'm going to set it equal to, well, my x. So I'm going to do x on top because I started with 3 on top, and the corresponding side to x would be 15, so over 15. Now I kind of want to reduce these and divide them by 3. This is going to become 1 and this is going to become 3, and I'm going to end up with 3x equals 15. Divide by 3, and get x equals 5. All right, so that's x. Now when I go ahead and solve for y, I'm going to use that same scale factor, 1/3, but I need to look for what corresponds with y. And since I started with this smaller triangle on top originally, I'm going to start with 4 on top this time and my y on the bottom. So I'm moving constantly from this triangle that I labeled 1 to this triangle 2. All right, so I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to get 1y equals 12, and, well, y equals 12. Okay, three angle postulates and theorems used to prove triangles similar would be angle, angle, side, 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 and side, angle, side. Okay, so moving along here, I think what I'm going to do this time is, so 20 is my largest side and 15 is my largest side. Okay, well at the end of the largest side is X. I'm going to just mark a pink. And at the end of the largest side over here is a W. All right, well then I see that 16 and 12 are the two that correspond, and at the end of their line is a V and a Y. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to blue here, and I want to go ahead and make sure that these are proportional. So I want to make sure that 12 over 16 reduces to the same thing as 15 over 20. You'll notice I'm going from this triangle that I'm labeling number 1 to triangle 2, just because I like putting the smaller numbers on top. Well, these are both divisible by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, so we know that this reduces down to 3/4, or 0.75. And then here we see that they're both divisible by 5. Well, 15 divided by 5 is 3. 20 divided by 5 is 4. They break down to the same scale factor, so yes, they're congruent. And it would be by side. We have an angle and a side. Side, angle, side. So side, angle, side. And we look and we labeled X earlier. Oh, X was pink. Okay, so that corresponded to W, so it's going to be W. Y corresponded to V, so we're going to put a V here. And then Z corresponds with itself. All right. We're almost done with Unit 5. Okay, well, this one I think was a typo, but you guys win. 32 and 32. Okay, that's great. All right, 108 and 108. Sweet. They're similar by angle, angle. And it says C, which goes down to blue. So blank letter down to blue, up to purple. All right, well, C, we're going to find that that's going to be N that goes down to blue. So N. And then A was our blue. Well, L is our blue this time. And then B is our purple, and M is our purple this time. So NLM. Okay, and then here, what we're going to do again is we have like 3 corresponding sides. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see that 10 and 15, they're kind of our 2 middles. So I'm going to see what 10 and 15 reduces down to, 10 over 15. All right, well, those are both divisible by 5. So this is going to become 2 over 3. Okay, and now I'm going to look and I'm going to see that my 2 smallest sides were 4 and 6. So I'm going to do a wiggle here, and 4 over 6. Well, these both reduce by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. All right, so far so good. We have 2 of the sides. And then next up, I have 14 and 21. So I'm going to do 14 over 21. Well, these are both divisible by 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. We have 2 over 3, 2 over 3, 2 over 3. Yay! That means all the sides are proportional. It would be side, side, side. And then F, G, E. We are going to mimic that order and see that it's similar to R, Q, P. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this entire side Z. So the way I'm going to set it up is I'm going to look at it as this 10 and this 30 are corresponding. They're going to be my scale factor. So I'm going to do 10 over 30. All right, they'll both be divisible by 10. So I'm going to end up with 1 over 3 as my scale factor. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 1/3, and it wants me to solve for AD, which is this whole piece right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 1/3, and remember 1/3 rent. Let me find let's use this green. Okay, so the 10 represented this triangle, right? So right here, that's the 1. And then the 30 represented this lower one. So I want to go from what I will call my green triangle to my pink triangle as I do this study guide, or as I do this problem. So I'm going to go from green, which is my X. I don't know that. I'm going to call this side X. 2, because remember, I did the green side that I don't know, to the side that I do know of my smaller triangle. Oh, poop. Hold on one sec.